Hello party people and welcome to Real Deal. My name is Andrew Fantasia. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my quasi-sexy voice as we talk about all the news that has come out this week in the world of entertainment. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a slow week. Now this episode's coming out on Wednesday because I did a little bit of shuffling around on the channel just so that I could put things a little bit more strategically where I need them to be. But let's get right to that. You don't want to hear about crap like that. As always, of course, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a like and give some love to that subscribe button so I can keep making more. If you exist on planet Earth, chances are you saw Infinity War this weekend, because guess what? Avengers Infinity War has just beat The Force Awakens for the biggest opening weekend box office total in history. And all I have to say is that is a record well earned. I'm a big Marvel fan, but I'm an even bigger Star Wars fan. You know what? I don't even care that Star Wars got plowed by Infinity War, because I'm just happy that all these great movies are being made and are making the money they deserve. And Infinity War is definitely the kind of movie that deserves it, because I'm not going to spoil anything yet. My review will be up eventually, but it takes chances. And we like that. We crazy audience members, we may act like we like things safe and predictable, but no. We like them chances. We like them chances a lot. Now, Infinity War is one of the most expensive movies ever made. Its budget was roughly around $300 million plus, something like that. It's in like the top 5 most expensive, rightfully so, considering how much is in that movie. According to an article from Forbes magazine, Infinity War is at some point today, May 2nd, going to crack $800 million worldwide. It's going to hit $1 billion very quickly, but right now it's just at the $800 million mark, which means it has already surpassed its budget. Right now, I think we're in that sweet spot now that Disney and Marvel will be very happy about, where literally every penny that comes in for box office is 100% profit, and that's got to feel great. So congratulations, Avengers Infinity War. May you continue to break records. And you know what? Let's go for Avatar's record. Why not? It's Infinity War. If anybody can beat Avatar's record, I think Infinity War can do it. Let's dethrone the Na'vi. It's time. They've had their moment in the sun. A new trailer dropped just the other day for AntMan and the Wasp. This is another good strategic move by Marvel. People have had a few days to process Infinity War. Now they can start throwing some promos for their next movie right at us. And that's how this machine's rolling. And the trailer gave us a lot of cool new insights. We saw a lot more of Michael Pena. We saw a lot more of Michael Douglas. We saw more interaction between Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is always cool. Actually, a very Wasp-heavy trailer. Evangeline Lilly was the star of this trailer, which was cool. We really focused on her. And we also got our first really good look at the Ghost, who is apparently going to be the villain in this picture. That's Hannah John Kamen's character, and she looks creepy, man. I mean, she's got this outfit and it's all gray and she can basically turn into smoke. This looks dope. I don't know anything about this character, the Ghost, but this looks awesome. All the stuff with the Ghost alone made this trailer worthwhile for me. Everything else was, it was the typical cool stuff and these growing and shrinking and all that stuff, and it looked great, but the Ghost rocked it. And now all I want to know is more about her. What's her deal? And then we got a little taste of Lawrence Fishburne, and it looks like he's playing the character of Goliath. He brought up the Goliath program. That is a Marvel character that I am familiar with. Spoilers for the comic: in Civil War, Goliath got killed by Thor. Well, it's actually not the real Thor, it's a robot. Comics are weird. But regardless, Goliath died in Civil War, so he was kind of a big character, no pun intended, for a little while. So it looks like that's who Lawrence Fishburne is playing, and that is alright with me. I'm excited. So the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I thought it was just another great, solid trailer for what looks like another great, solid movie, and now I'm pumped. Bring on July. If you were a fan of the Power Rangers movie, this next story could either be good news or bad news, depending on how you want to look at it. Saban, which is the company who owns the rights to Power Rangers, and as well as a few other lesser-known properties, Saban just got bought out by Hasbro. That's right, the toy juggernaut that pretty much purchases everything in its path. Hasbro has decided to buy out Saban to the tune of roughly $522 million. Now that obviously means we'll be getting a lot more Power Rangers toys, but what about the movie itself? Because that movie did very well. The movie was produced by Lionsgate Studios, though, and Hasbro has an exclusive production deal with Paramount. All the movies based off Hasbro products, so Transformers, G.I. Joe, those are all under the Paramount banner. So if a Power Rangers movie sequel happens, it's going to have to be under the Paramount banner, not Lionsgate. And that could complicate things a bit. We don't know yet. Hasbro CEO Brian Goldner made a statement saying, "Shortly after entering into our licensing agreement, it became clear that now was the time to begin investing in unlocking Power Rangers' full potential. We see significant opportunity for Power Rangers across our entire brand blueprint, including toys and games, consumer products, digital gaming and entertainment, as well as geographically throughout our global retail footprint." Now, I may not be some big city toy maker, but when I hear phrases like global retail footprint and brand blueprint, I can't help but think that they're being spoken by literally a corporate robot. Quotes like this don't get me excited. Call me naive, call me old-fashioned, but when I hear somebody talk about brand blueprint, that is the opposite of exciting to me. And you'll notice this quote does not directly mention motion pictures. Granted, I'm sure Paramount has a much bigger budget than Lionsgate, and they could make something even more grandiose. I mean, look at how grandiose the Transformers movies are. But will they? Is the question. Now, this guy's going on about brand blueprints and God knows what, and I don't speak robot, so I can't really translate exactly what he's trying to say. Like I said, this could be good news or bad news depending on how well you understand corporate speak and how well you understand rights transference from one studio to another. And I don't understand either of them all that well. All I know is Lionsgate might hold exclusive movie rights, whereas the rights to merchandising and whatnot might now be in Hasbro's pocket. So maybe Lionsgate can continue to make movies, they just can't make merchandise from the movies anymore, which will hurt them in the long run. So this story gets me a little bit worried, to be honest, for the future of this franchise, and I really want to see it move forward, because that movie was friggin' fun as hell. So Hasbro, if you're listening, I think I speak for a lot of Power Rangers movie fans when I say my brand blueprint involves really wanting to see a well-made sequel to that movie. So use some of that Transformers money, spend it on a Power Rangers movie instead, because God knows we're friggin' sick and tired of Transformers, and give us a good sequel. Please. Pretty please. And speaking of sequels, there's talk of one that maybe nobody wants? I don't know. This is a gray area where I have to tread very lightly. We are about to talk about the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot. A lot of people hate this movie with a burning passion. And you know what? It is not a good movie. It's not. It's not a very good movie. I don't hate it with a burning passion, but I'm right there with you, folks. I don't think this movie should have been made the way it was made. All they needed to do was call it Ghostbusters 3. You can have the same 4 leading ladies, because I like all those ladies. I thought they were all great. You can have all 4 of them still there, doing their thing. Just make it a sequel. Why is that so hard? But instead, they opted for this weird thing and this really bland script. I'm going to be like, that was a very bland script, and we just ended up with a mess. We just ended up with a mess. Now, we all know that this was intended to be the start of a franchise. Is that still happening? Well, the writer-director of the reboot, Paul Feig, stepped forward the other day with a little bit of a comment about that. Here's what he had to say. "We would love to make another movie. It's really up to the studio. We had so much fun making that movie. The movie's just really built an audience in the 2 years since it's been out. I get contacted every day by people who are such fans of it, and so many women who are inspired by seeing women in science. I will go to my grave so proud of that movie and so proud of what that cast did in that film." Now, the Ghostbusters reboot had a reported budget of approximately $144 million. And at the end of the day, in box office bank, it pulled in just shy of $230 million. So it made its money back, and it made a bit of a profit, but the numbers don't look amazing. And in the world of Hollywood blockbusters, numbers are kind of important. Now, this was made by Sony. And as we all know, Sony does not know how to handle tentpole blockbusters. So it is very likely that they will just say, "Screw it, we're Sony," blah, 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 and pull the plug, because that's what they tend to do. Now, they would listen to audiences. If there was audience outcry for more, I think Sony would be smart enough to listen. But is there audience outcry for more? That's the rub. That's the trick, and I don't think there is, unfortunately. Now, I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. I even love Ghostbusters 2. Hate me all you want. I love that movie. But I think every Ghostbusters fan wanted to see this world continue because there's so much there you can do. It is baffling how much you can do with this universe. And to see it finally come back after, 28 years and become just something so bland, I think everybody was disappointed by that. Even if they liked Paul Feig's reboot, I think everybody was disappointed by the fact that we waited so long for so little. We live in a climate where sequels can right the wrongs of what came before, but still be sequels. The days of just rebooting stuff are out the window, thankfully, because I really don't like when that happens. Look no further than Jurassic World. Look no further than The Force Awakens. Yes, they're sequels. Yes, they are a long time coming, but they're specifically not reboots. They specifically call attention back to what came before and said, listen, we know what came before existed. We're honoring that. We're going to move forward with that in mind. We're not going to throw away all the established canon and all the established fun that you had. We're going to keep treasuring that and just add to it and make it bigger and grander, because there is literally nothing wrong with that. That is absolutely the right answer. Rebooting, I find, is just a lazy way out. And everything about this script, unfortunately, was a lazy way out. Now, having said that, like I said, I like all 4 of these new Ghostbusters. I am totally down to see them again, just in a better movie. So what do you think? Is Ghostbusters doomed? Should it be killed and then stuck into a trap and locked away forever, like the ghost that it is? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. But that has been Real Deal. I'm Andrew Fantasia. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. And until then, adios.